Morning. Dang, I forgot I was going to say that quick. So currently we have, my first purchase was iced coffee, or what they suggest is good over iced coffee, of course, right? And then I got a peppermint pinwheel. That's because I still had some like samples, which by the way, when I made this purchase, they gave me 2 double espressos. Well, actually 4. The white chocolate strawberry. That's our last one. This is our last purchase for a while. Just because I don't really drink them every day, and I'm just doing too much. And they're kind of low key expensive. I wanted to try it naturally first and see how it tastes. But I'm gonna do it over iced coffee for sure. Oh, they gave me, of course, they gave me an espresso and an iced coffee because I need more of those. All right, let's try the chocolate strawberry hot out the brew, and then we'll get to our conversation. Cheers. Subtle. I wish I had a vanilla booster. I don't have any vanilla syrup. All right, let's make our iced coffee real quick. Oh, I have a strawberry. I guess I can enhance it some more. Chocolate strawberry. I got butter pecan, toasted mellow. Let me do a drop of strawberry. And then it's sugar-free toasted mellow. I've been put on a very strict diet, which we will talk about. Oh, I'm so low. So I switched over to rice milk. As you can see, my face is a little puffy. I'm back on prednisone, only for a week. It was for my breathing. And again, we will get to that. Cool down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, pretty much cleared it out. Oops. Where's my water bottle? I gotta fill this back up. Ah! Of course. Of course. Our candy rice milk. It's not bad, honestly. A short little baby one. Good. I can say that mix brought out those flavors. Let's go talk. I don't think these ice cubes are good. Nevertheless, let's get into it. You know what's so interesting? It's just I'm just a person of pattern recognition. So you guys know last year, at the top of the year when I quit, literally the day after I quit, you guys know that I was in the hospital right after, and then like 2 more times. That's when I was really starting to get it together, because I hadn't done what I was supposed to do the whole time I was here, right? So we were finally getting it together. Speed this up, right? We were doing good. We were posting videos. We were working. We were going to doctor's appointments, labs, x-rays, everything I was supposed to be doing as a lupus patient, right? Our main goal within this time was getting my high blood pressure down. Lupus had started to attack my kidneys. And so it was kind of like a chicken or an egg. Do I have high blood pressure because I have kidney issues? Or do I have kidney issues because I have the high blood pressure? So It was ranging from like 180, 170. It was really high. So within this time of being okay and being on track, we're working on high blood pressure. Medications, trying this, dosage. Fine, perfect. Everything's going great. Everything's going well. We're good. I got some vitamins I need to take. So if you see me sloshing those down, everything's good. And this is leading up into end of January this year. New year comes. Everything's fine. We're good. We've got lupus. We're tired. We're working. We're having fun. And we're getting to it. Cool. I was scheduled to work twice in this 1 week. Usually I'm in the morning, and usually mornings are better. I can just get up, go, come back. This first time, let's say I was working on Tuesday and Saturday. This particular Tuesday, it just wasn't right, which wasn't normal. Because like I said, I'm on track. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. We're good. And I usually don't have an issue in the morning. But I go, and I don't think I make it all the way through that shift. It was very just difficult. And you know, my place of work is very understanding. And so, you know, I pushed out maybe 1 or 2 hours. Went home, just kind of rested. You know, with me, it could be anything. So whatever. Saturday comes, and I don't feel the greatest either, which is not normal because in the morning times, I can push through. I'm good. But this day was very, very different. I'm present, I'm there, but I can't. Everything's just not right. Dizzy, weak, can't stand, really bad cough. So, you know, I told my manager, I was like, I have this really bad cough, so I don't really want to be customer facing. You know, I can't even really talk, you know. I have a mask on. Leave me in the back. I can try to do like pastries and stuff like that, gloves, you know, all that good stuff. So I'm pushing through. And at one point, maybe 30, 45 minutes in, I can't even really stand. And so my manager gets me a chair. And so I'm like, foolish. I'm like trying to make avocado toast and bagels, like sitting down, weak as ever. Can hardly like comprehend anything, right? I was talking to my manager, and I was just trying to push through because I only work like 3 or 4 hours. So I'm like, I can get through this. It's fine. The general manager comes in though, and he's like, "Are you all right?" And I finally just say no. I think this is maybe 2.5 hours in. Shouldn't have stayed that long. They release me. I can barely make it to my car, okay? get to my car, get home, shower, try to eat, threw that up. I have no idea what's going on. The very next day, all hell breaks loose. I can't move quickly. I cannot like lift. My lower extremities left. And that means from stomach down. Left. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. I just didn't know. Foolishly again, I stuck around for a week. And the only reason why it was a week is because I knew that I had a virtual appointment with my PCP. Because I couldn't drive. I couldn't get in an Uber. I couldn't do anything. So I knew I was having this virtual appointment, and so I stuck it out. A week. There's a lot of details that I just don't feel comfortable sharing, but if you have an imagination, if you have a brain, if you can read in between the lines, from my stomach down, I lost control. I'm barely talking to my doctor. She calls the ambulance. I go to the hospital. I'm dying. And that's not an exaggeration. Not an exaggeration. B12. Iron. Folic acid. Very good combo. This is not an exaggeration. It's so funny because if you're on that side of like funny TikTok, I guess, there was this one nurse that like went viral, and she was like, one of her patients had hemoglobin, and that's not how that works. But it makes me think of that every time. My hemoglobin, which, if you don't know, has to do with your red blood cells, and that has a lot to do with like your breathing and all that good stuff, and just keeping you alive. Red and white blood cells, but hemoglobin is red cells. My hemoglobin was so low. I believe the normal range is 10 to 12. I was at a 3. I was dead. So that's why I couldn't stand, all that stuff. We'll get back to the lower extremities things, but it all kind of wrapped up in each other, because if one thing happens, everything else happens. On top of me primarily having lupus, right? So got a blood transfusion. Bring it up. I'm sorry, excuse me. I had to be admitted to the hospital because of the lower extremity. That's when they told me about my hemoglobin as well. In my time, though, spending a week in the hospital, whatever happened, whatever test, they decided to put me on dialysis. So in that time, I got a port inserted. We've only had it for a couple of months. And we'll only have it for a couple of months. So I spent a week in the hospital, and, tests, medicine, dialysis, blood transfusions to get better. I get to a good place. My lower extremity is still not working, still very weak. But so once you get discharged, they set you up for a facility, to go to a facility for dialysis instead of doing it in the hospital, obviously. So I have my facility. I'm set up. Again, we're doing dialysis. Everything's going on the right track, as much as it can. I still have to get constant blood work. Well, when your hemoglobin drops, my dialysis center refuses to see me, right? So I'm scheduled. If they test me and it's low, they won't see me. Well, they give me a call, and I could tell too. I could tell the way my body is moving that things aren't right. Now, I thought I got the blood transfusion. We're on the right track. We're good. Well, no, my hemoglobin is still low. They called me. We won't see you. You need to go to the hospital. And that's the thing too. When it comes to your hemoglobin, they immediately want you to go to the hospital, like immediately. I knew I still wasn't feeling 100%, and I was very weak. So we called the ambulance again. We get another blood transfusion. Cool. Very personal, but insurance, I guess it's hard to explain, but I started off at one hospital and then they transferred me to another one. Back to the same one that I was at for a week, actually. So I got a blood transfusion and then they had to transfer me. Cool. Got a dialysis treatment there. We didn't spend too much time. We went back home. Still very weak, and at this point I realized I need PT, and I do. Home PT, home OT. So we're getting that together. Things are coming back, but I'm still having, weakness, tingling, stuff like that. I'm recovering. Cool. Dialysis, blah, 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 blah. One day, it was one random day, and I just didn't feel like myself. Like the day before, like the couple of days before that, I was feeling great, feeling on top of the world. And then one day I was just like, I don't feel right. So I had them test me, and I was like, I think we're dropping again. They tested me. It takes some time for the test to come back. And in this time, I know now for sure, but I know like the signs and the symptoms. So they're not as strong, but they're kind of there. Again, they call me. Don't come in tomorrow. Go to the hospital. You're back down. Not as low, but back down. I think the safe range is 7. And I'm nowhere near that. Great. Well, this time, I kind of know the game. I don't know how long I'm going to be in the hospital. I'm already tired. So I kind of like did a pack my bag thing. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go tomorrow in the morning. I had some other things to do too. So it just worked out where I kind of like packed my bags the day before. I even made me a little sandwich, all that. So we head back. And this time around, because, okay, so we're on what, our third or fourth, and this is the last time I'm talking. This is from what I'm speaking to you guys now, this was my last visit. At this point, I'm annoyed because why aren't you giving me enough? You know what I mean? Why aren't you giving me enough to sustain so I can stop coming in and out? So, you know, this is the part of advocacy where it becomes a little bit more intense, because it's like, what are y'all doing? Give me enough. But that's when I found out, though, that I guess blood transfusion facilities won't give you transfusions if you're at a 7. So my dialysis center called me and said I was at a 5. Somehow they maybe saw a previous pull and I was at a 7, or maybe they pulled and I don't know, but someone said I was at a 7. So that's a safe range and they won't give it to you. I got tested again and it dropped again. So even thinking about that, I'm like, where did they get that 7 from? Did they just look in the past and whatever? So I dropped back down again, and finally they give me 2 bags. 2 bags in dialysis. We still didn't spend a lot of time. We, got it together. As soon as I get my blood transfusions, I'm doing better, So we got those done. And you know what? Just insert. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you. Got something real quick on the insert of the hospital. It ain't all bad. Only particularly for me. They be cooking. So we missed some parts. We'll go back, but I'm on a very strict diet, and I get 3 meals, and they bring them to me, and I get ice chips all day. This last visit was probably one of my hardest visits. My other visits weren't that bad, but this time it was kind of rough. They had gotten me a bed right at 5, and dinner was cut off at 5, and they promised me a tray, and I did not get it. So once I got to my room, of course, they skipped me or they closed down or whatever. So that day, I lived off of those dry turkeys. I had about 10 of them sandwiches. No mayo, no mustard, a cold piece of turkey, and wheat bread. That bad because they cook 8, 12, 5, which is what I try to go by now. I'm trying to adapt those habits. So when I initially spent that week in the hospital and I got assigned to a dialysis center, they also assigned me a nutritionist. I am on a all-white diet. No beans, no citrus, white rice, white pasta, low phosphate is what it's called, I believe. Phosphorus. I'll have it here. That is my diet. It's called a renal diet because essentially I have an acute kidney disorder, which is the reason for dialysis. you know, there's a lot of stuff I can't have, but there's a lot of stuff that I can. No oranges, no bananas, don't like them anyways, don't like tomatoes anyways, don't like avocado anyways, no bananas. I have to have a low potassium. I can't have potatoes, and that's probably the worst thing. I can and I can't. If I want to have potatoes, I have to soak them, peel them, let them sit overnight, not doing all that, okay? You know, regular, no fried foods, all that good stuff. But I can have a lot. I can have a lot. Like I said, rice, pasta, berries, light on the leafy greens. I've been taking pictures in the hospital of my food just so I can try to replicate them. I've been having, ooh, y'all, and they tried to starve me out the first time I was there. They were trying to give me straight up broth, bro, every day. I revolted. I ordered Burger King. I did. That was a good one. Lemonade in the back. French toast. Oh! I had French toast eggs, syrup, yogurt. They gave me bagels, cream cheese, lots of eggs, my little lineup, apple juice. It was like, this was my last visit. This was my dinner, like walking out the door. It was like pulled chicken and rice and carrots. Very good. Cranberry juice. So it's, I don't want to say restrictive, but it's different, you know. And I was already trying to do an anti-inflammatory diet anyways. Okay, we're on 30 minutes. I want to wrap this up. I wanted to just catch you guys up. So what happened? Why? But aside from lupus, yes, lupus attacks at any time, all the time, every day. It doesn't stop. It's an autoimmune disorder. What the discussion was with my PCP was that during the duration of trying to lower my blood pressure, I was given a particular medication. I don't know the significance of sharing it or not, but the particular medication I was prescribed, the day that I took it, I felt like I was roofied. And I've never been drugged. I've never been laced. So I can't even really compare. But if I had to literally walk outside and I couldn't see. I was feeling like it. Let me not say roofied. I felt like I was on my 15th Hennessy and tequila shot. And I said, and this particular drug, you have to take 3 times a day. And I said, oh no. Immediately called them the next day. Hey, no. This is the part where it just becomes very frustrating and very overwhelming, and where people have to fight. And it's annoying because you will go to the doctor's office and see somebody freaking out but you have no idea what they have been through, right? And so I don't know if it was over the phone. I think it may have been over the phone at first. And it was so annoying because it felt like coercion and like you're trying to groom me and you're trying to convince me, oh, it's undoing what's in your body. Just stick it out. I'm telling you that this medication, the one time that I took it, made me feel crazy, weak, couldn't see, couldn't breathe, hot, almost immediately. And you're trying to still convince me to take it. I think we had agreed on cutting it in half. And foolishly, I did. I was still taking, it was I was taking it. I was cutting it in half, still feeling the same way. And then I finally have a in-person visit because I have to get lab work. And again, he's like, just stick it out. Just stick it out. Just. And I finally made an executive decision to say no. Once everything happened and we lose our lower extremities and all that happens. I have of course, when you go to the hospital, you have to have a follow-up visit with your doctor, keep them informed. So we get back on the phone and she says, that medication is the worst for lupus. And it sent you into the biggest flare, causing you to lose, causing all of this. And you know what? If I'm going to be completely honest, I think I had read something very quickly about that, but I was so focused on getting my blood pressure down so I can get the biopsy, so I can figure out where I am with my kidneys, so I can figure out what medications I need, so I can... And it made me, I'm still working through the frustration. And what's very annoying, and what I have to keep reminding people, I understand I have these ailments, right? Lungs, kidneys, anything else lupus wants to attack, skin. And I understand each specialist wants to work on their specialty. That's what you do. But you have to remember the overall arch is lupus. Don't forget it. So when you're prescribing me, when you're telling me things, you're the doctor. You also need to work with me and understand, okay, she does have these kidney issues, but she has lupus. So let's work this out. She does have high blood pressure, but she also has lupus. Let's make sure this medication. And so that's frustrating because this could have been avoided. This could have been avoided. And so I'm trying to work through all of this and come to terms with it while trying to better myself and get back to where we were. We're getting there. As you can see, I'm up, I'm chipper, I'm here. But I tell you, end of January, it's like mid-March now. My birthday's next week. It was rough. It was rough. Out of this world. This has tested everything. Faith. The ability to stick up for myself. Advocate. Research. Use no more. Ask questions. Everything. It's tested everything. I'm still learning. It really did a number on, you know what? I've never really been a why me person. Because what does that mean? Why the other person? We're humans. We're on this earth. Things are going to happen. We're not exempt from anything. Nothing makes us special. And so I've never been that person. I must say, because of that pattern recognition, where I'm like, last year, I was ready to go. Hit the ground running, gig work, down for 3 months. Got it together. New year. Hit the ground running. Working. About to do casting. Down for a month. And so it did. It does. It challenges you. Why? Am I forgotten? Is this not it? Am I not made for this life? Cursed? What? Leave me alone. That, for real. Like, leave me alone. And so it really, your brain chemistry changes when you're sick, when you're down, when you have a chronic illness. Fortunately, I have a really great support system. Even though my faith has been a little shaky, it's still established. It's still there. So even in the midst of all of it, I still feel hopeful. Isn't that crazy? It's not, but as hard as it is, there is something at the core that pushes me through. But naturally, that is who I am. And I think what's shocking is I'm being challenged in this way where I never have been before. Always been strong in faith. Always been positive, always been a go-getter. But now I have this brain block occasionally that makes me just, what am I doing? What's happening? but still I rise. Y'all, we're going on 45 minutes. We're caught up. My birthday is next week. We will be getting a vlog. We're doing better. Dialysis is temporary. We're still going. We're still on our, and that's another thing too. Restriction in me? No. And that's restriction. Restriction like physically, mentally, even this is restrictive to me. And I have a lot of panic attacks and anxiety attacks because it's this is I hate restriction as far as eat a burger and a fry. So what? But I do realize that my normal day-to-day is adjusted. But if next week, Wingstop, pizza. I hate restriction. So balancing that as well. But you know what? I can have a lot of stuff. So I'm good. I don't feel super restrictive, but I just had Taco Bell yesterday. Are you kidding me? I guess that's my sign. 45 minutes. Lawnmower in the back. Like, comment, subscribe. We're back at it again. Stay well. Stay healthy. Open your Bible. Have a cheeseburger. Go to your appointments. Ask questions. No is a complete statement.